Time for a video. Early morning. Talking sense at dark. After dark. Yeah, man, let's address this thing about this FBA, Foundation of Black Americans, us FBA, and how you got foreigners and people like that telling us we're not our own unique ethnic group. It's very annoying. Like how all now I'm talking to all y'all non-FBAs. It's interesting how y'all the only ones who can seem to have an ethnicity, an ethnic difference. You know, over there in Jamaica, y'all not African Jamaican. Y'all more African than we are. Y'all talk about us over here in the United States. But you guys are more African than us. Y'all come, black part of y'all racial makeup come directly from Africa. You know, at least we can say here, you know, we mixed in with the Native Americans and all that. You know, Haiti, Dominican. Like y'all talk about them other natives on there, you know, on this continent right here, this soil, this country right here, forms the country. It was a lot of different Native Americans, man. You don't think black people mixed in with them? Found a way to mix in. Runaways, they didn't all go up north. You know, like man, like we just different. And let's say even if we didn't mix in with any other group, and we was just African, we just kept pure solely from Africa. The kind of conditioning we've been put under made us different, man. We've been brutalized, man. When you survive brutality, you usually become stronger when you're not broken. If that brutality haven't broken you, you become stronger. It's called adaptation. That's why everybody in the world uses our pain and suffering to get things pushed, agendas pushed for themselves. Like we became a different ethnicity. You can say even a tribe. Even if we didn't mix in with anybody, and if we were just strictly African, we've been bred, we've been forced to reproduce via incest and all kinds of stuff, man. That process has reinforced all kinds of traits, strengthening traits in our ethnicity. Ethnicity is not a race, but it's a distinction within a race. It's like a subcategory. Man, we're just different, man. Like I don't like how y'all be on these Twitter spaces, man. A lot of you foreigners talking like we the only ones who can't, like we can't have an ethnic group. See, y'all just want us to be at y'all mercy. Y'all just want us to be without a home, without a history. That's why y'all come over here in the United States trying to erase our past and override it with y'all's, man. That's what a parasite does. Like, man, y'all don't understand how that doesn't make any sense, man. That y'all get to claim your own ethnicity, even though y'all come from Africa. The majority of your ethnicity comes from Africa. That's why you got the dark skin. Dark skin. Haitians is dark like that because y'all come from Africa. You know, Jamaicans dark like that, but y'all whiten yourselves up somewhere. You got all them South Americans. Not saying all that darkness came from Africa, but a lot of the dark parts come from Africa, man. And like the truth is, man, every race on the planet has roots in Africa. But y'all get to claim your own individual ethnicities, ethnogenesis, and all that stuff. But when it comes to us, FBA, y'all have a problem with that. And I have a problem with y'all who think y'all the only one who can have an ethnic ethnogenesis, and we can't. As if we some kind of like we at the mercy of y'all or something. And that's gonna make those of us FBA want to put hands on y'all, man. Y'all talk that game, man, like y'all really down, man. But it's gonna come a time, man, like y'all call it a threat, whatever, man. Y'all ain't gonna be trying to put us in some generic category. You know, y'all just want to have power and control. So y'all know once we become our own, as we are now, you know, we strengthen and circle our wagons. Y'all can't come amongst us talking crazy. So y'all get y'all strength off our backs. So y'all get to tell yourselves, I ain't like them black Americans. You know, parentless tribe. That kind of crap. So y'all get y'all strength off our backs, man. Y'all get y'all self-esteem and ego off being able to say, I'm more African than this guy from America. Yeah, you are more African. We're not African no more, man. We don't even have that culture, man. It's like a completely different kind of human being, man. Yeah, we're similar human anatomy-wise, but our mindsets are different, man. Now, I saw some African folks worshiping a Jesus statue that was lying down like it was dead on it, like they'd been brought down from a crucifix or something like that. That's the kind of mindset y'all have, man. FBA, we not cut like that, man. We got a different mindset. We don't see white people. We don't worship white people like y'all, man. And we do acknowledge, you know, white people are helpful, but they're helpful because of what we've done, man. None of this, all this technology, man, would not have existed without my ancestors being enslaved to build it, man. In order to think and ponder and come up with inventions and to have free thought, you gotta have free time. Don't y'all get it? There's a lot of people who come up with inventions, but we busy. Everybody busy with work. If you're busy with work, what do you have the time to think and ponder? You gotta put food on your table. You don't have the free time to be in the lab all 24 hours and trying to come up with breakthroughs and all this stuff. That's why you have a lot of white people who have stolen black people's inventions, man. See, on plantation, it ain't like we wasn't working, but the thing is, that's all we had to do, man. It was like we was kind of like in a child position, man. We in a child position. Yeah, we forced to work, but we still have the time to think and to try to make our work easier. You start daydreaming, like, man, how can I make this work easier? It's like thinking about, it's like trying to win a lottery. Those kind of thoughts, that kind of eagerness to find some kind of breakthrough on a plantation is like the current version of trying to win a lottery. You start daydreaming and you start trying to put things together. So that's the root of every invention. You gotta have an imagination, and you gotta have free time to implement that imagination. White people, y'all like to talk about how y'all would have done it and this, that. No, y'all wouldn't have. Y'all had all this time to do it. Thousands of years, hundreds of years to do it. Y'all didn't do it. You only did it because y'all enslaved our ancestors and freed up your time to work in these universities and all this stuff and devote yourself to science. And that was only a small percentage of the population. But they think Einstein could have thought of what he thought. If you had to be a back-breaking laborer, all the wealth that my ancestry built up the wealth of the European nations, United States included. But man, y'all wouldn't have done it without us, because y'all had enough time to do it. All these breakthroughs happen, man, like a chain of events, a series of events, man, transpired, breakthroughs. this is an interesting effect. All breakthroughs come by experimentation. None of you people, white, brown, red, yellow, none of y'all just invent things out of thin air. It comes by experimentation. Like the nuclear bomb. No theory have made that a possibility. So somebody somewhere found out something by accident, or had a thought, an imaginary thought. It was probably a fantasy thought. And they found some kind of effect by detonating some kind of uranium or some isotope, or they detonated something and then formulated a theory behind it. Because that's usually how it goes. The theory to recreate the same effects. All that stuff is experimental, man. Don't let nobody fool you, black people, foundational black Americans in particular. You know, these white people, man, they found a lot of these things. They see, the thing with white people is they archive their knowledge, man. That's where we went wrong as a black race in general. We didn't archive our knowledge, man. If you don't archive it, you'll forget it. You can't stack upon it. You can't, add to it. If you don't have books, if you don't safeguard your documents, throughout time, you'll just keep having to relearn things. You'll always be at a low level. See, that's what we need to understand as black people. It's not that we inferior. We need to prioritize archiving knowledge. That's the only way to advance, because our brains is limited for memory's sake. Can't remember it all. That's what white people, that's where their strength comes from. The knowledge they archive. But all right, folks, to be continued.